All right, we got all this situation over there. Nothing is calming down. We're gonna have some opportunities here, okay? So you got Kinder Morgan, Margarine Taylor Greens in these skies, okay? Deep in the heart of Texas, their highs sitting at 30, over 30, dude. I just think they are very poised to fucking get some profits out of this. Natural gas pipelines, products, pipelines, terminals, and CO2. And deep in the heart of Texas, where we love to see it, baby. And they got a dividend. They got a 4.18% dividend. So I just think this guy, if you got the cash, I think that guy's a good one. And then this WTI, I'm liking. I liked Rig, okay? Somebody should have told me about WTI sooner, dude. But Rig, that's going to be the Swiss one. They got the exploration stuff all set up, so they're good too. But if Iran's oil stuff, even if Israel doesn't take it down indefinitely, it's going to be a bad look, okay? This whole thing's going to be a bad look. From a pragmatic approach, I don't think Israel stops. Who's going to stop them? Nobody seems like they're going to stop them. So WTI, this one is super interesting because it has a freaking dividend. Deep in the heart of Texas, we love it. Exploration, production, development, and acquisition of oil and natural gas properties, dude. And a 1.86% dividend. You really don't see that shit in these little guys. So I find that to be quite interesting. If you wanted to go a safe route and get into a little AFT there, you could do this one. Another interesting guy, not at a high, will be soon, I'm going to say. I think this is going to shoot like a motherfucker. I mean, this is not investment advice, but if I can see things in my mind, I can see that. And that one's got a 3.23% dividend. A nice little safe guy for people, really. The only little problem I see in that one is going to be the COP, because there was a refinery fire in Texas, people. And that's not good. And that one was going to be Marathon, MPC. But it looks like they don't do they have MPC in this one? Even if they did, that's what these are for. They're nice. They balance things out, right? So this could be a nice ETF, for sure. Another one, URNJ. That one's a little spot uranium one. I think they could do something because, well, uranium's going to be tricky. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with OKLO. So things that will go up are the ones I'm talking about. And possibly this one too. They got a 4.28% dividend. These are all the little miners I love to talk about. UUUU, URG, EU, UEC, DNN, NXE. Nice. This is a nice ETF. I really think so. And it's definitely not at a high. And we'll see what happens with uranium stuff during all of this. It's possible this does very well for uranium stuff. But it's also possible it doesn't. We'll see. Because like OKLO, everybody wants to get more into OKLO. Everybody wants more OKLO. Because Sam Altman, that motherfucker, he did it. And he left their board. But dude, if you don't think Sam Altman's all the way into OKLO, then I don't know what to tell you people. And there's been this little talk on AI revolution. Trump obviously talks about that. But Trump pushes for renewable power. That is incredibly interesting. So bullish for GEVO if he starts talking renewable power, dude. If Trump starts talking renewable power. So, all the way, also, OKLO had that deal with the military. They're basically giving PD Boy Hegseth his own nuclear reactor. So, that, I mean, obviously that'll be, but the deal with the Air Force is fucking huge for OKLO. So huge. We'll see how they do. We'll see if they still continue. If they drop on all this World War III speculation, maybe they do, because SMR, OKLO, they're definitely in development. They do not have these reactors up and running. They got the approvals. Both of them have recently gotten their approval from the Nuclear Regulatory Committee. So, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if I just don't think World War III news is going to be good for these companies like them, okay? Also, RGTI is probably going to go down. All the quantum probably will go down during all this news, which I don't really get it, but I mean, I get it with quantum because, but what are all the dudes doing? Are you guys going to sell your stocks and go buy some gold bars? Like, what do you guys think? Israel is a fucking rogue state. Of course they're doing all this nonsense. And then baby GEVO. I just want my baby GEVO to go. I want them to go. And they are sustainable fuel, ethanol. So GEVO, if people recognize, and if Trump's talking clean energy, Trump's talking GEVO, baby. So we'll see what happens with that. But those would be some picks coming into this week in natural gas. And next decade. That's my Saudi baby. Saudi and United Arab Emirates money. Next decade, another one with the natural gas that could do very well. And then NOC, of course. We'll see what NOC does for the mining companies. But NOC technically still speculative. But everybody on X, everybody on X, they need copper for the AI revolution. Trump's talking AI revolution. And then in less than 20 days, they're supposed to have this EPA thing about whether or not they can bust open the Pebblebrook. Everybody knows what Trump's going to do. Everybody. This is the stuff they talk about. Notes giving confidence about July 3rd could be our knock Independence Day. Pebble Partnership consents to EPA request for additional 20-day abeyance. This all has to do with this ongoing legal battle with Alaska and some people in Alaska that might not want the mine, but, you know, what can you do, right? What's going to happen is going to happen, and I think knock is going to happen. But those natural gas and oils for the week, I think they're going to pop. And then GEVO, I want it to pop. WTI, I want it to pop. I think it will. I think this guy will keep going. I think Rig will keep going. And then the VLO, that one is another one. That could be, well, that one's pricey, obviously. But all these natural gas and oil companies, you guys might see a rise. Except for the ones that had the fire. Do not get in to Marathon Petroleum or COP, because they're partnered to do stuff with Marathon Petroleum. And Marathon Petroleum is going to be MPC. So it's not just they had some type of fire explosion. That's not going to be good for these guys, I predict, unless people don't pay attention. But either way, I wouldn't feel safe getting into these guys or COP. But the other ones, all looking nice.